Hey guys, my name is Jacob Blizzard. I'm a board-certified attorney in criminal law and criminal appellate law. And today I wanted to talk to you about things to consider in hiring an appellate attorney and the kinds of questions you may want to ask to understand if they're the right attorney for you. Well, when you're hiring an appellate attorney, appeals are unique and they're different than any other thing that you can do in this process. You may have a number of attorneys who have experience in criminal law or representing people in DWIs, or they may be a murder trial attorney or something like that. Appeals are very unique, and you need an attorney that has a lot of experience in appeals. Well, how can you know that an attorney has a lot of experience in appeals? Well, they might advertise it, right? And maybe that's an indication, but there are also some objective measures you could do. So, for example, an attorney that practices a lot in criminal appeals may pursue getting board certified in criminal appeals. To be board certified, you have to have filed 50 briefs within your career as an attorney and 25 at least within the last 3 years. You have to have had oral argument before the Court of Appeals or Court of Criminal Appeals, or argued cases in a writ of habeas corpus and things like that. And so that's a very objective measure. And then they also have to have been recommended for board certification by judges and other people that they have practiced either with or against in the cases that they've had. So board certification is one good measure of deciding on an appellate attorney. But then you want to see if that appellate attorney is someone who regularly practices in your jurisdiction. There are some appellate attorneys that may practice across the United States potentially, and maybe they've taken a case once in your state or a few times, and they're licensed in your state, but they're not regularly practicing there. It takes familiarity with the law and the grounds to be asserted and the kinds of grounds that are kind of showing movement towards relief in the state of Texas to really understand them and to really get good relief. So that's another important thing. And another thing you can do is you can search, how much is my attorney really filing briefs? You can go on to the Texas Court of Appeals website, and there's a case search feature there. If you go to the case search feature, you'll see you can search by attorney name, and you could type in the attorney, and you could see, well, how many appellate briefs is this person filing in recent times? And you could see what their experience is. You could check their briefs to see kind of, are they good-looking briefs? Do they look like they're fighting for their clients and they're really trying? Or are they filing briefs that really don't look very professional or very persuasive to you? Those are kind of some independent ways you can verify it. I always think, though, an important element of it is to trust the attorney you're dealing with. So you want to be able to talk with your attorney that you're potentially hiring and feel like you can trust them to talk about the situation. No attorney should be promising you any sort of specific result, and so you want to watch out for that. You want to watch out for any attorney that would say, oh yes, we're going to get this case overturned, or it's a definite of some certain result, because no attorney can guarantee any particular result. It's actually an ethical violation for an attorney to do that. But yet in our times here in practice, we hear of people who guarantee results, and it's because you have attorneys who are unethical and just trying to get clients and get the money and then just do a brief, and they know it's not going to work, or they don't know if it's going to work, and it sells the client on false promises. So you want an attorney that can talk to you reasonably about the points that could be made, and as you're talking about what you think may have went wrong in the trial, some of the things that they could say about how those errors are reviewed on appeal and how those things may go once they're asserted. It's also important when you're hiring an attorney to generally not have the trial attorney do it when you're doing a post-conviction writ of habeas corpus. You can have the trial attorney do the appeal if you want to, but there tends to be a potential conflict of interest if the trial attorney is also the post-conviction writ of habeas corpus attorney. And that happens because you have a situation where the post-conviction attorney may need to be saying that the trial attorney was ineffective in his representation of you. Well, and if he's the same person, he's unlikely to really want to do that because he's accusing himself of doing wrong in your case. So those are some things to consider in your situation. As a caveat to the last thing I'll tell you is that a good appellate attorney is going to charge you a reasonable fee, but appeals are not cheap. And if you're getting a cheap quote, then you are probably going to get cheap service. So make sure that you get a quality attorney that has credentials, that's regularly practicing in your area, and that is potentially board certified or has some other verifiable experience. Thanks guys for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, just feel free to leave them below and I'll reach out to you. Thanks.